when I was like newer to the game, maybe like 5 minutes or maybe no more than 10 minutes to really, get a decent comp. I mean, other people, they go off the estimate and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't like looking at that. I like looking at the different, like, you actually like, filtering it out and looking through and seeing what I could get as a true ARV. So hopefully that could help you out there. Melanie, you have something in South St. Pete. I'll take a look at that. What's the story on this? Did you call the listed or?
So I did talk to the agent. I actually showed this to Eric yesterday, and he made sure my ARV was kind of in the right area. This property like literally needs so much work, like a new roof, plumbing. So, and the agent even said she overlisted it like crazy. So I put an offer at 135, and she's very receptive to it. But then when talking, she went and talked back to the seller, and the seller is just saying that she wants someone to walk it, but I'm virtual, like I'm in New York, so I didn't know like kind of what to do in this case.
Yeah, so those situations are tough, especially when you're virtual. It's always good to have boots on the ground to try to help you out with that whenever you have to really, if there's no like way around it. Because sometimes
Mm-hmm.
people are like, oh no, you like, I'm not gonna sign anything, agree to a price on the purchase agreement if you don't see it first.
Yeah.
Um, there are ways to go about it. You can be like, oh, like, we have some of your guys look at different sites since we're doing a few deals a month and we're not able to get it, beforehand. I mean, we would just need an inspection period, blah blah blah, and then we'll get the guy at our GC out during our inspection period, and that'll be it. That's one way. I mean, it's like I said, it's kind of difficult. It depends on the situation. But like I said, there are some people who really aren't going to move forward with anything, signing wise, unless somebody, either you yourself or somebody from your team sees the house first. And the only, like I said, the only way around that, if they're being strict like that, is to, like I said, to have boots on the ground. Um, to see it first. I mean, luckily, I mean, I live in St. Pete. I'm like, I don't know, like 30 minutes roughly from this house. I'm about 39. Yeah, I'm like 30 minutes, 25, 30 minutes from here. So I could see it, but I mean, I don't know if is it I have to like you have to see it before they sign? Like, are they like right there about to sign? Like, or is it still like they're looking at other offers? Because like I don't want to waste my time driving there if it's not gonna ensure that I
Yeah,
um
no, I understand. There is other offers, and with my offer, she said that my offer is the top one so far, but I don't
mhm.
want to say that. Like, I definitely don't want to waste no time.
Yeah, I mean, I have I have a buyer's list. I mean, that's the same one that Eric uses. So I could always call like one of my guys, like John or like Steve. They're like, and it's just always good to build relationships. They're both agents. They both do their own flips.
Hmm.
So I could call one of them right now, like, and see where someone like themselves would pay for a
Yeah.
property like this. I didn't run the comps. I didn't see. I know you said you made an offer at 135. So I mean, I would have to double check, with myself and then also double check with them to see like, so like when I walk it, I could just give you a solid number and then they could just, pick it up from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm willing to like if you want to partner up, if split it, whatever. I'm open to whatever.
Okay.
I haven't done my first deal yet, so I'm just trying to get anything to get started.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. I will,
The ARV me and Eric got was 330, by the way. So I don't know. I said 330. He said I was pretty spot on. Definitely run your numbers and see what you get.
okay. I'll keep that in mind. I'll just copy this and put it in my phone so I could do that. And just get through everyone else's questions. Why isn't it saving? All right, I guess I have to type it. But yeah, I will look. And also feel free to message me on Discord as well. I'll put
Okay.
the name in the chat, but I just make sure I double check with it, like double check with me, like, hey, did you get a chance to look at the numbers, blah blah blah, because I'm like always running around, so
Yeah.
I could forget to do that quick. But yeah, I made a note on my phone too, for the address, and then what you guys got is there, just to double check whenever I get down to it. Awesome. All right. All right, next question here. Where do I recommend starting after finishing? So I would say, the best thing you could do is just build a buyer's list first. You kind of want to reverse engineer a deal. So like I mean, there are people who, I mean, I would say it's kind of wrong to do, but like, people who want to get a deal first and then try to hope and pray they find a buyer. Like I like making sure I know who's going to buy it. Like for example, for this one, I knew like two people off the bat who I could reach out to that they're buying constantly as long as the numbers make sense, no matter, I mean, this is in Childs Park, so it's not the best area. But I mean, I know two people off the bat right then and there. I was naming like my two flippers, John and Steve. But like, you want to build a buyers list first. You want to kind of know what they're buying, so you're not wasting time. Like if you have a buyer with like with some deep pockets, and they say, oh, I'm buying in these three zip codes, you make sure you focus those three zip codes and look for a deal. Because then when you get something, you're not like, again, like, you're not hoping and praying that you're able to move it. You don't want to waste your time. You don't waste the agent's time if an agent is involved in the transaction, like how this person is. I don't know his or her name. Heather, like Heather's involved, or let's say if this was posted by the seller, you don't want to waste the seller's time. Like, I want to make sure I'm efficient enough to, like, I kind of know where I have to be in price. I'm not like, renegotiating, because some people don't like that. I don't want to tie a property up like, okay, yeah, I swear I could do, 200,000. Then I look at the property. Oh no, not scratch it. After looking at it, I could do 270. It's just like, I mean, yeah, you can negotiate like that. I've done that before. I've, been successful. I've not been successful, but it's just easier and more seamless to just make sure you have a solid number going into it, by, let's say, going to having a good relationship, going to those buyers, saying like, hey, I'm working on this property here. It's off market. And again, like, they're not, if you have a good relationship with people, like, they're not going to go around you. It depends exactly when you're first starting out. But like, just to kind of gauge it, I mean, you could always ask the agent who's, let's say, listing the property, but for like certain people who you build a relationship with, you could just like, hey, I'm looking at this property. It's off market. It's over in Childs Park of St. Pete. It's a bungalow style home. Where would you need to be at with this type of property? And they'll tell you their ballpark figure, so you kind of have an idea if you're not confident enough with comping it out and stuff like that. But like, that's how I go about it.
What about like utilizing your buyer's list? Their JV split, and what's that split with you? If there
Yeah,
is.
I do that too. Like, I'm not like, for the last deal I did, I did a JV, because I wanted someone who was quick and was going to take it sight unseen, because I already went through it twice, and both my buyers came back lower than what I had it under for. So I had a JV quick, and closing next on the 13th, which was what, next Friday? Yeah, next Friday. So yeah,
So bringing a deal to you, like for example, like if I find something over in your area, neck of the woods, and be like, hey man, what do you think? Do you think your buyers would be interested? And then JVing with you like that.
yeah, we could do that, and I recommend that. Just, if you don't have a decent buyers list, then yeah, I mean, you could always reach out to me. I've helped people. We JV'd on stuff. Whether it be in PA or Florida, I've done JVs with people in the Discord, to help them get their first, or let's say third or fourth deal. As long as the numbers make sense. Like I said, Eric's created the buyers list back, and especially in Florida. I mean, in PA, he started adding people to his buyers list. I want to say like around like 16. So it's over time. So we have a decent amount of people in PA, and then from Florida, I mean, he's added people since 2020, I would say. So, and I've added people as well. So, I trust a decent amount. They know me. If I call them, they're like, hey, Terrell, like, what do you got? I get texts from people asking if I have anything new. So things like that. So,
Sounds good.
yeah, I could
Bring it to you.
always, yeah, just bring them to me if you want. If not, that's perfectly fine. I'll still help you regardless. I mean, that's what I'm here for. Like I said, just, to be that same mentor how Eric was for me. I mean, I know I'm virtual, not like in the office. I did have a crutch, I guess you could say, with, let's say if I'm struggling on a phone call, and with Eric being there, like, he'll tell me to mute myself and then say this, to the seller or agent, whoever, so I know what to say, and then unmute and then say it. So, But I mean, either way, I mean, I could try to do I could look at emails. I could, answer the text you guys send me. And we could, again, try to be successful together. Let's see here. So hopefully that was a good.
Do you see that deal in Plant City that we put
Yeah,
up there?
yeah. I was just about to ask you. I don't know who's talking right now, but I see Jerry put it in Plant City. Yeah.
Yeah,
What's the story on that one?
it just came up, just listed on Zillow, like just a few hours ago.
Okay.
And she went to a nursing home. The kids want to sell the house. It needs pretty much an update, on the whole house. The roof is 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He said, because I said, what's an ARV on it, like 260, or the top dollar, and he said it was over that.
Gotcha. You said 360. You said it was over. Its ARV is over 360.
260.
Well, okay, gotcha.
I think it was. Hold on, let me look at it.
I mean, I feel like it might not be because I mean, I mean, Plant City's kind of far. I don't really look in Plant City. But I wouldn't know the ARV off the top of my head. I mean, it's listed for 250 right now, so
Right.
I don't know if 260 is right, or I mean, I don't know. But either way, I'll look real quick. So it's under 1,500 square feet, so I want to do that. It's I'd say I want to look at stuff in the past 12 months, and it's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath. I'll probably want to look at 2-bedroom plus, so I can see 3, 4, 5. And I have the highest to lowest on here on the side on Zillow. And like I said, I use Zillow to come. Not many houses out here, Plant City. It's more like I'm gonna have to zoom out a little bit more here. But okay, so we're getting a few. Like, I need one click more. Want to go out of? Maybe not. All right, just had to mute that. Okay. Yeah, looking at this right now, I mean, I want to look at our style here. You can see it's a block home. You could probably also go to Street View, maybe if there's a Google, truck who passed by. But you can kind of see it here. It doesn't look like it has a garage. It looks, no garage. But you can kind of see, so it looks like that. And then, we're in this kind of area. Let's see what else. I don't know if it's a detached garage. I couldn't really tell. Doesn't say anything. I would have to read this real quick to see. I don't think there's any garage here. So yeah, I just want to look for something around the same time. I mean, I see this here. I don't know if it has a crazy amount more space. I mean, we're kind of far. I think we're over in the middle here. This is all the way out here for 404. And we have almost 1 full acre. We'll take a look at here. This has an added bathroom. Looks like it was redone. So like if you're ever like, let's say, trying to find buyers in Plant City, I mean, it's just easy just to save this address. I mean, I guess they bought it. Okay, so they bought it for 404, and then now they listed it for 539. I'm not sure. Yeah, they bought it off market for. I wonder how many. I feel like that's a lot. But again, I don't know this area. I mean, they do have 1.3 acres. Always nice too to like you could see. I mean, maybe this is the correct buy price. The 237. They bought this off market here, and then they sold it off market for 404, and then they have it listed here for 549, and it's been dropped to 539. But I'm going to put this in PropStream right now. For anyone who doesn't have PropStream or like PropWire or Batch Leads, you could always go to like the county website if it's not a non-disclosure state to kind of see the name, because you could you just tell which one is a flipper or not if it has their LLC information. I'm assuming the 237 was okay. So I mean, people do buy in their names too. I've sold to people who buy in their own names. I was just looking for like an LLC name. I don't see it, but it's currently owned by Bobby right here. I'm assuming, I guess Renee. I mean, it was put in a land trust here and then switched from the. I guess Joe did the flip. I'm not sure. I'm just trying to try to see who. But yeah, I mean, this would, you could also, call the agent and ask like, hey, I see you have this listing on Tona Tasasa, blah blah blah, and see if they could give you that, see if they could give you that buyer's information, or if that buyer is still buying in that area. This one looks like a mobile home, so I don't want to comp it. Yeah, it is a mobile home. I could tell by like the side here. So like we are a single family home, so I don't want to comp it with a mobile home. Definitely over 3. I can't see this one here. I would have to, unless it was okay. I mean, it was listed at one point, so I would have to double check and see. But that was for 320. And then here's this one. I mean, both are kind of different. I'll look at this one at 340, 350 and see. Looks a little nice. Built relatively in the same year. Just checking sold history. Okay, and I can put that in on Realtor real quick and see. For things that like when you see only one picture of a property, if it was ever listed on the MLS, guys, you want to go to Realtor.com, and yeah, you want to go to Realtor.com and then click enter, because that's when you'll see, like, instead of the one photo on Zillow, you'll see like the 20 something that was listed. Okay, so there were 79 photos. So we didn't see that on Zillow, but since it was listed, we were able to see it. So then this would, you click on this, and this could help us determine if it was like a decent rehab or not. I guess there's like a whole bunch of land behind us too. I'm just waiting for these photos to load here. Yeah, it was not. So like, the kitchen still has wood siding, wood paneling. Yeah, so this is dated. So this got 350. So I guess we could get more than 350. So just going through like that. I know it's Plant City, so it's like there's not many comps. It's kind of weird. I mean, maybe let me see this 5 or 390. I mean, it's a different style home too. It looks like probably like a 2-car garage on the side here on the right. Looking at the history here, so it sold for 360 and then sold again for 390. So like, I don't think this one, based on the history, I don't think it was flipped or anything like that. Also too, you could always ask the agent for comps as well. But this 404, I mean, I guess maybe that's what you could get, because they renovate. I guess these are the pictures when it's listed now, but and then there's really no more options. I mean, there's this 490 here, but I don't know what the home looks like here. Different kind of home. I wonder how many acres. 3 acres, so it's like I can't really use that. I mean, it's definitely over 4. I mean, I just don't know the transition from 404 to like they're asking 539. So like, I'm not sure. I'm assuming it was renovated and now they're asking 539. But I mean, it's definitely over 4 for sure. You said the agent was saying 360, or you're not sure if what the agent was saying?
260. He said over 260.
Over 260. I mean, I think it's well over 260. I mean, let me see if are there any offers on the table?
No, they just listed it. He said, I just put it up just like a few hours ago, and then they're asking 250 for the property.
I think that might be reasonable then. I mean,
just go in right at the 250.
I mean, you could always try to negotiate a little bit more. Let's say 230 or whatever. It's just there's really no. I may have to go back another year, maybe you'll see something, but there's nothing cut and dry. Because like I said again, like it's sold. This sold for 404, but I don't know the condition of what it sold for. It's currently asking. There's no. It's Plant City is just like in the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean? So there's not really that many homes that are flipped in that area. It's not that desirable, like how, let's say, Tampa, or how like Clearwater is. Like stuff like that. So I'm trying. I mean, I know it's above 4. I just don't know. I can't give you a solid number currently. I mean, I'm going back 2 years now. I mean, there's still really nothing. This is different here. This is at 480. Has a garage. We do not have a garage. I think we only have 1 bathroom as well. I would have to click on here to see. This is, it looks like it was renovated. I'd have to go to realtor.com, copy the address, put the address in, and then see. It's taking me a little bit longer because I don't look at Plant City at all, and there's not many options. I mean, it looks nice from here, so I guess probably 450. How much square footage do we have again? 12. Okay, I'm missing a bath. I mean, 460 possibly. So this was done top to bottom. So again, if you're looking for buyers for Plant City, I mean, this would be a good buyer to add to your list. It has a pool too, so there's that. So we don't have a pool, so maybe 450 would be the best. Pool probably adds like 15K roughly. So like 450, maybe a tad bit lower, but let's say it's 450 times 0.75. I get 337. This home would need about like 70 in work. Roof is 20 years old. Kitchen, bath. I don't know if there's any room to add a half bath to make it like a 1.5, but I would say like about 70 in work. It's 267, and then a fee for yourself. I mean, so he priced it pretty well. He priced it at, see if you could get anything regarding, a little bit off that asking price at 250, because there are some times like when let's say you get a deal, some buyers look at this, like, let's say you're asking, let's say you get the property for 235, right? You get it signed by both you and you and the seller for 235. Then you're posting it for 245. Obviously it has the address there. They pull it up the address and say, oh, this is for 250. Then the buyer doesn't feel like they're getting that good of a deal, even though it is a good deal. And you might have to like explain to them. There are some buyers that are like weird like that. Like if it was off market and that was that, you probably will be, it'll be easier of a sell. But the fact that, let's say you're asking for 235, you're asking 245. I mean, obviously they don't know what you bought, you have it under agreement for, but you're asking 245 and it's listed for 250. They might be hesitant to be like, oh, is it really that good of a deal? Blah blah blah. So like, but I mean, you would have to just sell your deal essentially. Like, oh no, it's good. I mean, here are a few comps. You could list this one as a comp. It's like, pull up this house here on Cooper Road, and you'll see. It has a pool, but I mean, I think the ARV is 450, and kind of just go from there and see if you have any bites.
What should I give them for an offer then? Like 240? 250 or?
I would say start at 235 and
235?
don't go any higher than 240.
Okay.
And see if you could get that. I wish I could tell you who I could call for Plant City. But I don't work out there. That's too far. It's not that desirable of an area to like stack up buyers. So like I really don't know. But I do know a person who might know know somebody, but I would have to ask him and see. But off the top of my head, I don't know anybody. I mean, like I said, if it was a little bit more south to me, I definitely would have a handful of people who I could call real quick and on here and tell you what they think. But yeah.
All right, I'm gonna offer him 235 right now.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Yep, no worries. Any questions on that, guys? I know it's a little bit longer because again, it's not that many homes out there that are being renovated. No. I hope I don't miss anybody else. Okay. Yeah, Tyler. No. So like, I don't use an attorney. I have used an attorney in the past for like, I mean, I'm not an attorney state regardless. So like, I wholesale in Pennsylvania, I wholesale in Florida. Those are the only two states I wholesale my deals in. And I mean, I used an attorney once. One of the buyers wanted to use his attorney, and that was in PA. I never used any attorney in Florida for a closing. I mean, I've used attorneys in both states for probates, but that's about it. That's when, again, if anyone doesn't know what a probate is, to be able to sell the home if a person passed away, like a family member, that's not on the deed. They would have to go through probate to have, for them to be like the executor of the estate and to sell the property if they choose to. Alex, so you have a question about a sub 2 offer you have?
Yeah. So this would be my first one, and I'm currently talking to the real estate agent that listed it, and I asked her if she'd represent me, and
Mhm.
she said she's like for a regular offer, and when I was talking to her before, she really doesn't understand, buying the subject to the debt.
Okay.
So and like I said, this would be my first one. So
Mhm.
when I call her back, I just want to I just want to know what I'm talking about when I call her, as in what are the steps if she's going to represent me. Because I sent her a letter of intent to buy the house because she asked if I could send an offer, so that's what I did, and she hasn't got back to
Yeah.
me. Probably because she doesn't really know, much about it.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to know, like, basically step by step from open to like start to finish, what I need to do and how it would go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you explain it correctly, obviously, it's subject to that existing mortgage. It's the only way you could be able to make sense of the deal and maybe offer. I don't know if what the price is, the property is listed at, but maybe you're able to offer a little bit more because of that or whatever. But anyway, it's if you explained it correctly, the seller owns the property still, in their name. You're not able to transfer deed until that note is paid because you don't want to trigger the due on sale clause. The thing is, it's just like, whatever you could make it like, I guess more enticing for the agent by saying like, hey, look, I'll take care of the commission, blah, blah, blah. That could be a little bit more enticing.
Yeah, I told her I'd pay the commission, and then I'd give the sellers 2,000 because I'm just going to basically give them the mortgage, and then they owe like 8 months behind on payments. So I was just gonna basically pay those off. That way, nothing funky goes on. I just don't think she knows how to represent me. As in, like, what is it? Just a regular offer, and then what next? Like, it goes to title work or something.
Yeah, that I don't know. I haven't dealt, to be honest, I haven't dealt with a sub two when a agent was involved. I mean, you could, I mean, I have to check my because I usually I don't work on like sub two offers. So like, I think if I check my like my folder, like my thing in my Mac here, I would be able to find a sub two thing. But it's like I for like the far bar what the agent would be. Actually, I don't know if you're in Florida or not, but
No, I'm in North Carolina.
okay.
I don't know if I'm required to use an agent or not. I just figured it'd be easier, and she'd probably feel more comfortable just doing the double
Yeah.
representation.
Yeah. I don't know. I would have to get back to you on that because I'm not 100% sure if there's like an agreement that you could kind of use so she could understand. But like, even North Carolina, I don't know if there's like, everything's like standard for like, traditional real estate. They're not like creative at all. But there is no close. I mean, you're just, again, you're writing an agreement up to just pay seller X amount, towards that mortgage.
Like in a trust, or is it just in a document, like some kind of?
Well, I mean, it depends how you want to do it. You can do it in a trust and then just keep it that way. Or you could do it in like an LLC and keep it that way. I don't know what route you're choosing to go. I, because are you looking for this for your personal or just to wholesale this?
No, I'm going to rent it out.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to take over the mortgage and then rent it out more and make the numbers make sense. So.
Okay, then yeah, whatever you feel comfortable doing. If you want to put it in a trust, if you want to put it in your LLC, if you have one, it would have to have that breakdown saying that this buyer is paying seller this towards, that's all the verbiage. But I don't know if I have an agreement already. I know I have a standard owner, like a owner finance agreement. I don't know if I have like a seller, like a sub two agreement.
Yeah, I was having trouble finding that also. So that's why I asked her if she'd just represent me and try to fill it out. But I know she doesn't know what's going on, so I just wanted to get with you guys.
Yeah.
To, like,
what I would do is.
So I probably you suggest, like, I guess just using her, telling her do it in the title work, would do all that stuff, I guess, and then possibly use like a third party company for payments and all that crap.
Yes, correct. I would have to get with Eric to just know, because I haven't done, like, I know he has, so like I would just have to see if there's like an agreement that you could kind of use, like kind of like as a cookie cutter, so you could like, so you could see the verbiage and stuff like that. So like if she would want to do some, because again, like I'm not sure what the North Carolina agreement state, but I mean, I'm assuming it's just traditional real estate, just buyer seller, financing or non-financing, cash, that type of thing. It's not creative at all to
Mm.
have that to have like a sub two offer written out on there like through DocuSign or something. Yeah, I would have to call Eric. Let me I'll make a note for that too. I mean, I could try, let me actually try calling him now. Let's see if he's not busy.
I guess there technically would be no close. So I'm just trying to figure out how to like word it to her and get sense of this. I don't know how to do it either. They're interested in it, so.
Yeah,
Saying Jesse in the chat is saying something about there's no close. There's forms in Discord, but when I look, I don't. It's just land form, like it's like trust forms. So I wasn't sure if that's like literally all you need or what, and how to set it up. As in, like,
yeah.
like it has to go somewhere to pay all this stuff.
Mm-hmm. He didn't answer, and I'm texting him now. I will get back to you on that. I will call Eric again after, because I mean this meeting's only until 12. So I'll call Eric again, and hopefully he answers my text before that. I just texted him now, so yeah. And, let's see here. I apologize for not being able to help you there.
You're fine. Could you, I guess, like either DM me or I could put my number in the chat because I gotta hop off. I'm working, and I guess I can just answer whenever.
Yeah, here's my name in the. I don't know if there's 24 after it or not, but yeah, D-Bob is my Discord thing. And I'll make an and now again I'm made a note in my notes to, because I think I've seen your name in the thing before. I think your name is just on Discord, like just like Alex Drake, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So I could just, all right. So I put it in my notes to tend to it after the Zoom. Okay. Garf. These props looks like flips and plans. If you're looking to buy from the insurance, okay. I mean, I don't want to go back and look at that.
All right. I just added you, and then I'm just gonna send you a quick message. That way, you just have it in the chat.
All right. It's Michael. Home. Oh yeah, Mike, and the guy, my private money guy, he just got back to me. A little bit before he sent me his email, so I'll message you his email now. He texted me at 10:50. So let me just copy this.
I just threw that in there.
Yeah.
That's the latest comp, I guess. I think that just hit the market yesterday.
Okay.
Matter of fact, it did hit the market yesterday. And it's actually under probably what it'll sell for right now.
Okay.
So
comp for that other Nashua, okay, I gotcha.
I mean, it's kind of a comp. It has 2 less bedrooms and 2 less bathrooms.
More square footage though.
Yeah, and the place I'm at, they're not counting the ADU as square footage, and obviously not the basement either. But yeah, and this also doesn't have 9-foot ceilings. This makes a little bit of difference.
Yeah,
but I'm just this is another comp. The thing I was going to say is about this is they listed it yesterday for 879.9, but if the Zestimate's at 902, what usually happens is it'll sell like either at that Zestimate or right above it in the next couple days.
Gotcha.
There's another like 2 more that were like they listed like 689. It's sold like that same day at 729. Probably even higher.
It's just tough because I know, like, I forget when yours was built. Like, I try not to go over 10 years apart. Like, I know this was built in 2014. I'm looking at it now. I think what was yours built like in the 70s?
It was built in like 67.
Okay.
but they have it. They appraised it on the previous structure,
Mhm.
and like there's nothing left of it basically. It's just a
Yeah.
made on. So I was actually talking to a couple of appraisers about it, and there is a way for them. I mean, they probably will appraise it as a new build because it's
Okay.
got, like more than 90% of it. And
And,
it's pretty much required. Any buildings like in the 60s and 70s, stuff like that. I think it was all the way up to 84. They
Mhm.
banned asbestos. You heard about that?
no.
Well, in 80, I think it's 84 and 87. But either way, the 80s they ban it, and then so what happens is those buildings are out of code. And so what people do is they go in there, they do the asbestos removal, like basically they tear it down to nothing, and then they add on, and it's supposed to be a new structure for that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean that's just what's going on for this one.
yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
But-
Yeah, so yeah, I guess so. I mean, if that's the case. I mean, I did, like I said, I sent you his email now since he texted me. And I know he's, like I said, he's like I don't know, like a 10-hour difference or whatever, but I mean, he'll get back to you when he gets back to you, and then you can just email him kind of what you explained to me. Like he just wants to know like exactly like what the house is, like pictures, and what the potential it has. So then he'll be willing to lend the money. But and then he'll probably ask you like, how much are you able to put, he wants you to have some skin in the game. I don't know how much he would require from you. Every deal is different. But obviously he has to, he's not going to lend if it doesn't make sense. But
I definitely to make as much sense, literal, figurative sense.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm going for top. So what I really want, like the A+ on this assignment, would be if I offer the high end finishes for the low end budget.
Okay.
And so the high end finishes are around like 451, but if you project manage that really well, like I was saying, like A+ on this, you could basically only pay like 273. And so if you could pay 273 and offer the 451, you're doing really good for the that assignment.
Gotcha.
And it just includes a lot of like modern contemporary updates, because you're taking it out of that raised ranch style and you're bringing it to like modern contemporary. And then you're not really cracking the mill yet. Like you're not getting to that luxury home just yet, but in a year or two, it could appreciate to that depending on how the market goes.
Yeah.
So, but it'll definitely offer like luxury home amenities. We're gonna have the wiring set up for steam generators and potential spas in the bathrooms. And if you get to this if there's a 6-bedroom and a 6-bathroom potential, you do it really well. It just requires you. The trick is getting a toilet in the basement, and which is not that hard. You just do a wall mounted. But essentially, what you're doing there is you're offering a 6-bed, 6-bath luxury house for under the luxury house typical price. So like the range for luxury is like from like lately it's like from 1.2 to like 1.6, maybe 2.1 in mass. Anyways, so we're trying to get to that range without breaking the bank.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, once you explain it to him, he'll ask you whatever he needs to ask you, and then you can just go from there. But yeah, I guess keep me posted if he doesn't get back to you. Just there is a time difference since he's all the way out there on vacation. But if you don't hear from him, just let me know and I'll reach out to him via text. But yeah.
Yeah, sweet man. I appreciate all the help. This should be. I'm hoping like 5 months. My initial estimate was 90 days, and then I had contractors walk the property, write up some bids, and they wrote a whole timeline, and it looks like it'll be 21 weeks at best.
Okay.
If everything goes like according to the timeline. There's an order, so you have to get like the roof wrapped up, and you can stick some fiberglass insulation in there. Then you can do your wiring. So basically, you can't just put fiberglass in there without it being completely sealed, because insulation will potentially gather outside element like mold. So you have to seal it up first, and then you can put in fiberglass insulation. So like the previous project manager had a little bit of different order of operations, and I think that might have been why it lagged a little bit, you know. But not to worry, because I got multiple contractors, experts in their own respect, rights, all checking this place out. So it does look like it'll achieve what I want. And they say if I work with them closely on this, I can actually provide those high-end amenities for the low-end price.
Okay. Gotcha.
So it's possible. I just have to really stay on it.
Yeah. All right. Hopefully, you know, like I said, he's able to see that same vision that you see, and then he's able to lend. But yeah. Any other questions, guys? Anything else you guys are working on?
Thanks, bro.
Yep, no worries. Let's see here.
In reference to, you kind of said like reverse engineering the wholesaling and finding cash buyers. I've been doing the whole Facebook thing. Do you suggest going on Zillow, kind of finding flips and maybe trying to call them and add them to the list as well, or is there any other?
That too. I mean, you could put it in Facebook. You know, you could join in. I'm in a few Facebook groups throughout PA and Florida, like, you know, Facebook investor groups. And you know, you just say like, hey, like, you're looking for buyers in let's say the Tampa Bay area. Or you could be more precise, like you could list zip codes or cities or like neighborhoods, and you know, you could people who reach out, or like I said, just go on you could, you know, go on sites like PropStream or like Batch Leads, PropWire, and you could, you know, you could filter out that way for cash buyers. Or, you know, calling those flips, like I said, you know, you could call the agent. The agent could say like, hey, he is, you know, let's say, for example, this was a flip, you know, calling the listing agent, Cheryl, be like, hey, Cheryl, how you doing? My name is Terrell. You know, I'm looking for more flippers in the area. I saw that, you know, your I guess your seller flipped this one on Pilgrim Circle. You know, are they looking for more flips around Nashua? And, you know, she will say yes or no. And then she might be willing to, you know, give their information to you, or just say, you know, some of them are like most agents, when they are representing a flipper, they don't want to give that, you know, they want to make sure they're still involved in the deal. So like, hey, like if you get something, then just send it to me and I'll forward it over to them and let you know. So that's, you know, that's how it would work. But those are like the three things that I would do to add more to your, you know, add more people to your buyers list.
Okay.
Good question. Let's see. Anybody else? Any questions, guys? We got like 10 minutes here, 10, 15 minutes here.
How's the flip market in St. Pete?
It's good. I mean, it's you know, more than how it is, you know, for other cities. It's always there's always stuff going on. It's slow. It has been a little bit slow, but not like how it is for some areas of the world, I guess. But yeah, it's some stuff are sitting, but I would say like maybe like 60 months on average. Just in general, it doesn't have to be a flip or anything like that. Just like on the market for like at least an average of 60 days. But if you price your flip correctly, if you buy it at a decent price, it will move. But yeah, some people are holding off until after, you know, the election, but there are some of those, you know, let's see, seasoned investors who are, you know, just taking a little bit more precaution before pulling the trigger, as opposed to like them just going full on like let's say a year ago. Just, you know, just double checking everything. That's about it. But like I said, I mean, you know, if it's a deal, it's a deal. I mean, they're not gonna like, if it, you know, they're not gonna walk away from a deal if it's gonna, you know, produce them X amount, you know. Yeah. What'd you say?
It's kind of slow on like the sale process.
Here and there, I guess. It's just that I've seen. I don't know. I mean, I have asked a few of my guys, a few of my investors. They've seen it too. Like, it's just, it's a weird time, but stuff is still moving. Like I mean I am a part of like a few wholesale groups, and I get their emails or texts, and they're still getting stuff, and then like I'll see notifications like, oh, it's sold. So like I mean there are people still buying, it's not like no one's not buying. But yeah.
How's the lead time on contractors?
Um that I do not know. I do not know. I couldn't
You
give
get
you
them pretty quick though.
one more time.
Do you get them fixed up pretty fast?
Yeah, some people do. Like some people like would let's say I was looking at a flip that was done recently. They bought it in the beginning of June and they already had it up. So like a 2 to 3 months window. I think it was what flip was it? I was looking. It was in. I think it was in Seminole, possibly.
Major rehab, 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, they bought it. I forget where the address was, but they bought it and they already have it up for rent essentially. Let's see. It was over here. I was looking yesterday. It was this house here. So yeah, they bought it I think for like 210 or something. I think they dropped the price some more on the but they're this buyer is I guess just bought it to rent it out. But you could see for the history, scroll down a little bit. Where is it? No, actually no, I read maybe it wasn't this one. It was something else then.
They're renting for that 2,300 range.
But yeah, but it wasn't this one. It was something else. But you could see here. Let's say the history. They bought it off market for 210, and let's say this one took a little bit longer. But I would say some like I would say on average like 3 months. Like if you buy a flip, then they're posting it in 3 months. There are some that take. It depends on the work it needs. If it's a crazy work, like like 80K, like it's a home that's 1,500 square feet, but needs 80K in work, you'll see like more of like a 6 month period before it's listed, or maybe like an 8 month period. But it just all depends on the let's say what the how fast the buyer wants to work, and just like how everything is. Like sometimes it could take a little bit longer because of permits, so there's always that too.
Like when you call a contractor, you expect them to be there like next day or like in a couple weeks.
I mean, I don't personally call contractors. Like I haven't dealt with that. I haven't done a flip yet. I mean, I was hoping to do one a few weeks ago, but didn't end up panning out, and I just ended up wholesaling it. But I don't know. That would be something I would have to ask one of my guys to see.
But you can wholesale it faster than you can get it fixed, kind of.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as long as the deal makes sense, you should be able to find a buyer. I've wholesaled deals where I find a buyer in like 2 hours, and then it's already assignment signed, stuff like that. Or it could take a little bit longer. Like for the last deal I wholesaled, that I'm closing on next week, it took me, I would say, about 5 days to find somebody. Um, but I guess I didn't have. It was a tough sell because it was on a busy road, which it was really difficult. It was like on like it was like 2 lanes on both sides, so it depends, on that type of situation. And plus it needed like close to like a 6-figure renovation. So that's another thing where it's like, if you're not, willing to possibly, because it could go either way. It's like it's a hit or miss when reselling on a main road, because people, again, you got to think about husband, wife, kids, like they don't want to be living on a main road. So it's like that there's that you have that tough sell, and then you have like, again, just the amount of work it needs, because that property I went to like 2 weeks ago was bad, and I don't know how she's living in there. She has like 15 pets. It's not good. But yeah.
I would just say, as a new, if you're just starting out flipping properties, I would say 6 months is a good time period, because it takes a couple of weeks to close on the property. Then you got to do the rehab, and then once you sell it, I mean, selling usually takes roughly 45 to 60 days. So if you could actually find a property, rehab it, and get to the closing table in about 6 months, it's a pretty good time frame if you're just starting out.
Gotcha. Appreciate the input.
Yeah, that's what some lenders say too. A lot of the lenders I talk to, they're like, people come in here and estimate like 90 days, but we give them a year because it usually takes about 6 months.
Yeah. All right, here we got a duplex. All right, newer roof. Both units are 2-1. It's been on the market for a little bit. Have you talked? What's the story? Who sent me this one?
Yeah, no, it's a Garth. Hey,
Yeah, Scarf. How you doing?
hey. Yeah, no, I haven't talked. It's been on there a while, and I was trying to comp it, and I couldn't feel like I came up with a good comp. I don't think it's worth 300. That's probably why it's still sitting there. I'm wondering what's a good price to get it at.
Gotcha. Okay. I know it's in East Tampa, which isn't that. I mean, it's not that good of an area. But I'll look to see if there's any duplexes around here that have
Yeah, I was
sold.
only finding single families. I couldn't find a duplex.
Gotcha. I mean, I'll go to home type here. I'll deselect, hit multi. All right, we got a few multis here. Let's say I could, I'll go in the past 12 months and see if there's any duplexes that sold in the past 12 months. All right, we got a few here. There's this one. I remember seeing this one before. Same street, I think, right? We were Holland. Yep, same street, 1415. This is 12, so like right down the road, essentially. So here's one, and here's another one, and here's this. This one is like more. This one is 2 floors. That's how this one looks like here. So this would possibly be one. I mean, everyone else has been like, it's like kind of like that ranch look. So I don't want to look at this yet. I don't want to look at this. I mean, this. So there's this one for 270. I don't know the condition. It's a 4-2, so most likely it's a 2-1 on both sides. Solid duplex, blah blah blah. It was on the MLS, so what I could do here is just copy this address, go to realtor.com, go to the top here, hit paste, and then look at the inside and see if it was what the condition of it was. But again, like I said, it sold for 270. I mean, this one, the lead that you sent me, they're asking 299. They had a price drop, like a month ago. Where's my realtor thing? I guess it's not in here. This is a home that's near. I guess, all right, so we can't see the inside, unfortunately. I'm assuming it's dated. I'm assuming it's probably in the same condition as this one. I don't know. We do have a new roof, which is good. But yeah, I mean, I don't see anything higher than, yeah. So like, if it was renovated at all, then you'll be pushing a little bit over 3, and that's what we saw here. This one was renovated because I remember looking at this one. This is 271, probably a dated duplex as well. Let's see if there's any photos. There's not, but just based on how it looks outside, you can tell like it's most likely dated. It's in the hood of Tampa, so it's not the greatest area. Usually more of them are selling around like the mid 3s. But I could put this here in realtor and we'll see if there's any photos on that. But again, I mean, I would want to find something that's 2 floors, like what you sent me. Let's see here. I guess there's no photos on this one either, unfortunately. I don't know why. Yeah, we just only see the one photo. That's about it. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, I guess 270 is where ideally you would need to be. So maybe a little bit lower, like 260. And then you could try.
How about for a wholesale?
Yeah, like 260, 250, 260.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, because I mean, these people who bought these properties at 270. If I look right now, I don't know why it's doing this. These people who bought these properties at like 270 or whatever, they probably didn't do any work to it really. I mean, it's just they just bought it and just are holding it long term. I apologize for not, for it. Like, there's not, again, I can't really see the properties who I would compare it to this one. That's the only one that I've seen that is 2 floors. Let me do high to low here. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the only one. Everything that's nicer sold for more. I mean, it could be a little bit lower, I guess. I really wish I could see the inside because I mean, I feel like this is in really worse condition than that. But I don't want to than this. I don't want to assume. I know, like I said, we have a new roof, wall AC.
Well, I noticed they said they're getting 900, where one of the other ones said they were getting 800. So I didn't know, maybe this the inside was better on this one. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, it's not the best area. I mean,
Did you teach them the trick to search on a prop?
one more time.
Did you teach them the trick to search on a prop?
What trick?
So basically, look up the the mortgage on it. See if you can offer them something like sub 2.
Oh, I didn't. No, I didn't think to do that. I was gonna if I was gonna go to prop shop, I was gonna see who owns it and stuff like that. But I mean, it's gonna be anything. Wait, 1415. That's the name of what we're doing here, right? It's 1205. I'm gonna put this one 1205. Sometimes PropStream does have like the older pictures, and you can kind of see. But yeah, that could be a good. That's if he has prop. I don't know if he does or not. Not everybody has that. Yeah, so owned by CG Realty. There's no photos on this one here. That's odd though. But see here, public record 285, and then it sold a little bit less for 270. But yeah, I mean, anyone who owns, let me see how many linked properties this person has, just only 2. But yeah, I'm just definitely gonna sell for under 3 for sure. That realtor has to come down in price, but again, it's probably just the seller that wants X amount for it. But yeah, 250 would be a great price. Maybe you could try to squeeze 5 or 10 from it, and get somebody who wants to pay, around that 265 or 270 mark. But that's about it. I mean, I did see on the listing here that they're also doing a 4-day inspection period, no more than that. So just gotta, I mean, just make an offer and see if it gets accepted, essentially.
You want to check that mortgage on it?
Mortgage on, yeah. When I gotta get going soon. Shit, I got people going. Yeah. All right, it says no mortgage on this one here.
Click the transaction history. That one doesn't have a mortgage, but the other one maybe. Click it.
Transaction history for what? Our property that we're looking at, or the
one you were at before that? Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, you're good. Saying 209 when I open mortgage.
If you click the mortgage transaction, see what's going on there. So you could sub 2 them out of that. I mean, it's a 6-6, but you could definitely work something on that because they're probably pressure to get out of that.
You're saying for what? For, I mean, this is the comp I pulled. It's not the.
Oh, that's just a comp.
Yeah, this is the comp. The 14.
I was wondering.
Yeah, so that's why I was wondering.
No, like if he, I kind of looked at that. I was like, that's not the one he put. Whatever.
1415 is what we have.
The class, and you can basically just look on PropStream, find a current mortgage on it, and that's their pain point. So if you fix that pain point, if you satisfy them with a payment that covers their mortgage, they'll more likely sell it to you.
Yeah. This one, unfortunately, we can't do it with this one because there's no mortgage here. Yeah, this is free and clear. He bought it for $70K, which was back in 2015, so owns it outright. And I think that's his only property. He owns. So I mean, it's his only property. So I mean, he's just like a tired landlord. He's owned it for 9 years. It's not the best area, so it's like it
looks like he's got 2 properties there, huh?
Yeah. So like it's his only. I'm saying like he lives here. He lives in Avernus, and that's his only property that is under that LLC. I mean, I don't know if he has anything in his name or anything like that, but to my knowledge, it's just only two. Let's say if I
Well,
were
it looks like he might live. Okay. Usually when I see that, I think, well, he's living in the main house and then he's offering up his secondary property. He's trying to sell it. So if he's living in the main house and the secondary property is vacant, it's more likely to sell to you as well. You don't have to move somebody out. That's the way I. And then if you see somebody with a bunch of properties, they might even, if they want somebody to take it off their hands, they might be willing to give you a package deal. You know?
yeah.
But yeah, it's probably good for the class to understand, like, know that, like, that's it just as long as you're like fixing their pain point, like you're helping alleviating that pain
Yeah.
point they have.
And it's also it's tough to do sometimes. I know, like, yeah, you want to hit the pain point, like, tired landlords, especially because, again, like, he's selling. You got to think, like, he bought it in 2015. He's owned it for 9 years. So it's not the best tenant situation. I know. I mean, I don't know that area personally, but east side of Tampa is not the best. You can tell, like, it just looks. Even if I were to go to, like, let's say Street View, it's not. It's going to be. I mean, look how it looks here. I mean, if I go to Street View. It's going to be all houses. You're not going to see anything crazy going on. It's just in the hood. This is what you're looking at here. All throughout that area of East Holland Avenue. Oh, there's this. This looks a little bit nicer here. I wonder why. How this is. All right. So this. Yeah, it's just like it just needs. It's just yeah. So he's owned it for 9 years. Tired landlord situation. He only has the two properties. He lives, so it's a non-owner occupied. So he just wants to be done with it. I mean, it's just tough to do hit on those pain points really with like an agent involved. Because you got to hope that the agent bats for you and all that kind of stuff. But especially if you're direct to seller, then yeah, it's easier to have a decent conversation with the seller, talk about the property, have them like, what's the motivation? Why are you selling it? It looks like a good deal. Like, why are you getting rid of it? Even if it is not a good deal, like I always usually say, like, looks like a good property, looks like a good deal. Why are you getting rid of it? Like, and then they'll tell you X, Y, and Z, and then you just got to keep that in your cards. So, and then you bring that up later to them, and that kind of hits them. In a sense of like, okay, yeah, but yeah, you always want to ask them that, like, it seems like even if it's not cash flowing okay, like, it seems like it's cash flowing okay, like, why are you getting rid of it? Just to hear what they have to say. So it's a good icebreaker when talking to a seller. Talking to an agent, you can ask that too, but they're not gonna, they might not give up what the seller told them, in a sense. So it's like, it's tough.
Yeah, if you sell the seller or the owner that you're the person that'll take that pain point off their hands, they'll more likely contract it with you.
Yep. Yeah, and yeah, you just got to get into just solving people's problems. Once you solve people's problems, it becomes easier. Like my last wholesale deal, her problem was she too big of a house. She has cancer. She wants to downsize. So what I did was helped her out, gave her what she needed to buy another house, and went to 3 houses with her north of where her property was located. I didn't have to go. I just did it, because I wanted to. So we looked at 3 different houses. She made it up. She looked at the last house. She's like, I like this one, and yeah, so she's using the transaction for the sale from that I had with her to buy the next house, essentially. So again, like I said, her situation, she's older. The house is like 2,000 square feet. She wanted to downsize to like something like 1,000. Had made sure I had she wanted to make sure it was like newer roof, newer HVAC, so she doesn't have to worry about that. And then also a fenced-in yard for her 2 dogs. And I made sure.
You won't get those answers until you get on the phone and start asking questions to either the agent, or if you're lucky like Terrell, you got PropStream. You find out the owner, you True People search it, and you call them up directly and offer to alleviate their pain point. Sometimes faster than the agent can,
Yeah. All right, depends on the contract. Let's see. Some coming position to the seller. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, if you need any help on this, Garth, just reach out to me. But yeah, definitely. I mean, it's been on the market for 80 days now. So, I mean, I don't know if the seller's gonna ever want to come down. Maybe they just want. I mean, they're free and clear. So, I mean, I don't know what else they're. Again, they just want whatever they want. Can't really do anything.
Yep. Gotcha. Thanks.
Yeah, just keep me posted if you're making an offer and hope what the sellers or sorry, what the agent says back to you or whatever.
Yep.
All right, guys. That's it for today. Kind of have to get going. I'm going to be at 1. So the next, I mean, make some calls today. You can call over the weekend. Get people on the phone that way as well that aren't working Monday through Friday. So you could do that as well. If you have any, if you have any properties in me or Eric's market, whether it be in Pennsylvania or Florida, you always reach out to me. I know the area pretty well, and I'm also local. So if it comes down to it, I can drive down if it's not too far out of my way. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll put my name in the chat again. For anyone who
Real quick though, could somebody help me with this sub 2 next step for me? I got the mortgage statement with the amount in the rears. I just got it.
Gotcha. Just try to see.
Shoot the chat. We'll check it out.
Say what?
If you put it in the general chat, you put the details in there. We can check it out for you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right.
And Terrell, I got the email you sent. So.
Yes, yeah. Just reach out to him. I know there's like I said, there's like a 10-hour difference, I think, or whatever. So he might get back to you like when he texts me, it's like 12 o'clock at midnight. So he might reach out to you like 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock. That's what he's been. That's how it's been through. I'm not able to call him, but that's what it's been like through text message. Yeah.
Where is he?
He's in India.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
But yeah, he's in India until like another, I think 2 more weeks, and he'll be back in the States. So he told me. But yeah, Mike is just needing a private money guy, so I gave him that guy. So he's pretty good. He was gonna lend me money on this flip, but just needed too much work for me. So I had to back out of the deal and stuff. But he's a good guy. Got him from. It's always good to know people. One of my buyers. In PA, he gave me that connect, and but yeah, he's able to lend. He's willing to lend anywhere as long as the deal makes sense. But yeah, he's pretty cool, pretty good guy to talk to. But yeah. All right, guys, you have a good rest of your day.
Very good.
Anything, just give me a call or not. Well, shoot me a text or whatever, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Awesome, Terrell. Thank you.
Later.